Hey guys, and I'm back pretty fast with a review of Fallout, as I promised, because as I already just told you in an update, I was very busy last 2 weeks and I haven't been to a cinema or anything, but I did in my free time binge Fallout because I was completely not interested in this show at all, but because let's face it, it's hard to really get excited about anything in these days, seeing what is going really on with the Western entertainment. But then I've actually been hearing some good things about the show, and apparently I was hearing that apparently people are actually liking it, so I decided to binge watch it. Because also, newsflash, I do not own an Amazon Prime. Like, why should I? Like, after the Dread Rings of Power, I refuse to associate with Amazon Prime, but my sister actually has Amazon Prime, so she gave me her password, so I binge watched it through her Amazon Prime. And first, I will make it clear, I have not actually played any of the Fallout video games. I really want to play them, especially Fallout New Vegas, because I've been hearing nothing but good things about this series, and especially New Vegas, which I really want to play, and from what I've seen of the gameplay, it actually looks really great. And I did actually once try to play it on my PlayStation 3, but then unfortunately it glitched almost like right in the beginning of the game, and then I heard from other people that apparently the PS3 version is the very version that apparently is very glitchy, so I never unfortunately got another chance to try Fallout New Vegas, but rest assured I most certainly will play it someday. And I'm also kind of interested in Fallout 4 too, even though I hear it's not particularly good, at least not compared to New Vegas. But let's now talk about this Amazon show, because as I said, I ended up really enjoying and liking it, and I'm very much now invested in the story and the characters, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 that just been announced, although I am a little worried, but we'll get to that later. So as I said, I really enjoyed the first season of Fallout, and the trailers look decent, but as I just said, it's really hard to get excited about anything nowadays. Like, you probably hear that some people are saying that just as superhero movies are seemingly falling out of fashion, the new trend that seemingly is about to be born is shows based on video game adaptations. And I have to say, there were actually some really good video game adaptations recently, like the first Castlevania series, the first, not Nocturne, but the first Castlevania series is still fantastic, and as was Twisted Metal, that was also a really great show, and I really enjoyed both Sonic movies. And I'm happy to say the first season of Fallout, for now at least, very much belongs in the good category of the good adaptations, although again, this is only the beginning. I'm unfortunately not ruling out that the show might very easily, unfortunately, go downhill with subsequent seasons, and that's another thing they really hate, and that's another thing that's also common. A show starts great and then goes downhill. So unfortunately, I'm not ruling out the possibility that that's what will happen with Fallout. I mean, it's likely, unfortunately, but again, for now, season 1 is great. For starters, I really love the visuals of this movie, and the cinematography is just great. I really love the desert-like post-apocalyptic landscapes, and they totally evoke a feeling of a western. And in some ways, the show is actually sort of a post-apocalyptic western, and also from the glimpses I've seen of the video games, the world totally resembles very much from what I've seen of the video games. I mean, the world of the show was totally constantly evoking the feeling of the world I got from what I glimpsed when I glimpsed the video games, and overall world building in this show is really great. And I also really like the first scene of the movie. It's very tragic, but it's a perfect way to set up this world and the universe and tell us what happened and introduce us into the story and the overall world. And more importantly, as I was watching the show, I was really invested in the story and the characters, because there are actually a couple different storylines in the show, and later they intertwine with each other. Like, for example, there is a story of Lucy McLean, a vault dweller who has never been on the surface but then goes on the surface to rescue her father. And then there is a bounty hunter, the Ghoul, who might actually be my favorite character in the whole story. And there is also Maximus, and I think all three of the protagonists were really interesting to watch, and I was really invested in their stories and character arcs. And I don't know if those are actually characters that are original to the show or if they were already in the video games, but either way, really great characters, and I was very much invested in their stories and what is happening to them. And also I really like how all those stories later wonderfully came together full circle in the end. And there was also a very cool and unexpected and tragic twist at the end of the story that I completely did not see coming. And I'm really looking forward to now to season 2 and see where they are going to take that story next. And also the dialogue feels so realistic and authentic, and I really like also the relationships that those characters later form, especially Maximus and Lucy McLean. I felt they had a really great chemistry together. Overall, I really enjoyed Fallout, and now I'm very invested in this world and what happens to those characters in the future, and I'm even far more eager now to play the video games. And I'm really happy to say that Fallout deserves to join into the crowd of other good video game adaptations of Castlevania and Twisted Metal. I still think both Castlevania and Twisted Metal are actually both much better shows than Fallout, but I still really enjoyed Fallout, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 and see what will happen to those characters. Although, again, I said it before and will say it again, unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if this show, unfortunately, later goes downhill, because this seems like another common thing, unfortunately. Something has a really great first season, and then goes downhill. Like, look at Westworld, for example. As a result, I didn't even bother after I heard how good first season was, and then later, it just got so bad. So, really enjoyed first season of Fallout, but unfortunately, wouldn't rule out that season 2 will go downhill. But for now, fingers crossed, the show will continue with the quality. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for checking out this video. Press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you soon, bye!